Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a look at the WLMouse Fabulous Beast X collab. You guys can see it here, but the first thing you'll notice is the fade here looks very nice the way it was incorporated into the mouse, going from a black to a darker gray, a little bit lighter to the whites, and then the design on Mouse 1 and Mouse 2. I'll get into some of the differences between the new Fabulous Beast collab as well as the original, but there are some major upgrades. One, now native 8K instead of 4K, bigger battery that you can feel a little bit in terms of its weight on the back where the battery rests, and different switches and just little build quality things that I'll get into. The one thing, though, is that this unboxing experience is by far the best thing that I have seen on the mouse scene to date. This thing just looks absolutely playful and exceptionally good in terms of its colors and its pop and just overall quality. The little latch magnetizes onto the top of the box, and when you undo it, you're met with a really nice carrying case. This is not a bad carrying case by any stretch of the imagination. This thing actually is very functional if you wanted to use this for a mouse or a dongle on the go. I could even coil up some IEMs and my IEM cables here on the left side. Your mouse would just strap in there on the bottom, but very, very nice here in terms of the carrying case. I mean, this thing is pretty heavy duty. You get stickers that correspond with the Fabulous Beast collab. My daughter absolutely went crazy for them, so that's a plus for me. And then you get a little, I don't know if this is a magnet or just a placard of some sort of the Fabulous Beast collab, but you get a little cat thing there. Just cute, playful, another thing that my daughter absolutely enjoyed. And then you do get a lot of extra goodies here that kind of fold out in this little booklet that is just really nicely done. Again, you've got things to remove, alcohol wipes essentially for the skates if you remove or replace them. And you actually get two sets of grips here, one corresponding with the Beast X collab, the Fabulous Beast collab. And then you've got the bigger skates and the smaller skates, both PTFE that I have not tried yet. Currently have dots on there that I put on that you guys can see here, just some obsidians to test the mouse. But overall, and I'm going to get into the differences now, but overall, I am just so impressed with the unboxing experience. It's just something that you get it and you really appreciate it and enjoy it. It's just very playful and very professionally done. Doing a lot of reviews, I find that the thing that affects me probably mentally the most is my consistency just kind of takes a hit when I'm swapping mice and swapping mice and swapping mice. And I just find myself not really on a main mouse right now, but the shape that I've kind of been gravitating towards when I'm not testing, or if like recently I've gotten into Call of Duty Warzone, I find myself gravitating towards my Boardsy Beast X. I like the shape. It works better for me than the ULX Medium, the ULX Small, and the 4K performance for me has been flawless. I haven't had any stutters with the RF signal. It just feels good, and it's perfectly weight balanced at 40 grams. So the timing of the Fabulous Beast drop really worked out perfect for me. It is an upgraded version of the mouse that I've kind of been gravitating towards the most. It is now native 8K. It has the Nile switches, and I might be pronouncing that wrong, but the Nile switches just feel really, really good. But it's not something that I can say you might enjoy more than the Omron Opticals, just because the Omron Opticals also feel so good. So that's going to really be like a little wrench in your decision on buying a Beast Max with those two switch options. They both feel absolutely fantastic. What I will say is that the new Nile switches that come on the Fabulous Beast collab feel ever so slightly heavier. They are a little bit louder, but they just have this very nice, like kind of mechanically, this metallic-y feeling responsive feedback that just feels so enjoyable and really, really nice in game. The other changes between this and the old copy that I have, the side buttons are obviously painted, but not only are they painted and with a slight different texture because of the paint, they feel a little bit less hollow. They feel tightened up ever so slightly and refined, and the pre-travel is pretty much non-existent, and post-travel likewise almost non-existent, and there's barely any side play hitting at the top or bottoms of the button, which is very impressive considering every mouse that I have from a big brand like Razer, Logitech has wobble at the tops and bottoms of Mouse 4 and Mouse 5. So it is a tighter Mouse 4 and Mouse 5. It has the new Nile switches that feel fantastic. It's got the better battery, the bigger battery, 8K native. And then getting to the scroll wheel, instead of the old texture and encoder, which I don't know that there's necessarily a new encoder, if it's just because of the change in the material. But the steps are smoother and more silent. It's a much more enjoyable scroll wheel than the original, which also was a little complaint I had, was that it can feel or kind of get a little bit scratchy on the old one. But this one just feels absolutely amazing. And then there's just coinciding with the Fabulous Beast collab, a few little paw prints there on the scroll wheel. Overall design, you don't really feel it. It's very level to the surface. And just the overall paint job, you're not going to find a better paint job from a company out of the factory on a mouse. The paint job is absolutely flawless. The fade looks fantastic. And the design on Mouse 1 and Mouse 2 is exceptionally done. Everything looks very high res. It doesn't look blurry or fadey. Everything just looks really, really good and ties in very well aesthetically. You do see the colored cables. One's kind of like a gray, the other's a dark red there on the inside of the mouse. And then on the back, you'll see the PCB designated with 8K on the back instead of like the old one designated with 4K. With that bigger battery, the weight does feel ever so slightly heavier towards the back of the mouse, but both of these mice are the same exact weight, 40 grams and 40 grams. The Beast X, my Boardsy edition, feels, again, a little more weight balanced, whereas now the battery, you can feel the weight ever so slightly in the back, but when you are whipping your mouse around, it really is pretty much a non-issue. Also, the only other thing I would point out is on my Boardsy edition, when I hit the mouse right here on the sidewall, I can feel it kind of like a little tiny pop, whereas the shell structure on this Fabulous Beast version, this thing is just absolutely perfect. It doesn't budge or kind of like move inward or outward at all anywhere that I touch it on the mouse. So it is just a better feeling Beast X with 8K performance. And now there's 3 different softwares for all of the WLMouse mice. I'm not sure why. I wish there was just one master software. But you can see this software does match the Fabulous Beast design, which is pretty cool. Everything in there that you would expect, including setting your polling rate, DPI steps, DPI, motion sync, etc. There's keybinds, macros, and then, of course, lighting, which does correspond with the light that you will have on the dongle itself. You can select it to a single color or set it to breathing or off. But guys, I've got to get some more game time in on this thing. I don't suspect that there is going to be any issues since I didn't have any issues on the original. Right now, it feels awesome. I'm excited for the 8K upgrade and whatever updates I have my own copy that I purchased, including the Max. I purchased the orange kind of creamsicle looking color. I'll test that one too. And if there's any issues in terms of performance or overall longevity, I'll update and do a full-blown review video. But that is just a look at this very sexy unboxing of the Fabulous Beast X. I hope it helped, guys. If it did, please leave a sub to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next review. Peace.